actually come out of this thing stronger. Moments like this reset. It'll take a while. People will calm down. People are, I don't want to be associated with that. This is a group within a group. And what this does, there'll be a rallying effect for a while where the country says we're better than this.
And Biden will help that, right?
Yeah, totally. He'll be maybe the best person to have, right? I mean, how bad can you get it, Joe Biden?
That's Lindsey Graham in the wake of January 6th saying, obviously we've gone too far. We can't have this. So at least Joe Biden is coming in. I mean, how mad could you get at him? I don't know, Lindsey. How mad could you pretend to get at him as soon as you realize that the Republican Party wasn't turning against this pro-violence, anti-democracy movement in the party? So that, which has now been released, thankfully, shows who Graham was when he was worried in the wake of January 6th. But he's moving on, and my producers are pointing out that he's 70 years old, but they were using a photo of him from the 1930s or something there. That's their choice, it's not my graphics department. But anyway, JR, he thought that Trump had gone way too far, something needed to be done, and thank God we have Biden coming in. And what happened to that Lindsey Graham?
Now, that Lindsey Graham is still in there somewhere, but he shows up whenever he needs to show up, wherever he thinks that will help his political career, and whoever else he needs to hitch his own wagon to. We talked about this a little bit early because Lindsey Graham finds whoever he can to glom onto to make sure that he's getting his feed. He's one of those guys who doesn't, he can't provide his own meal. He has to feed off of someone else. Like, oh, are you gonna finish that burger? I'll finish that for you. Because it's the only way he gets his sustenance is to come off of someone else's own production of their political, I guess, careers. I'm not sure how much this has really helped him over the years, actually, as well, too, because he did say it would be a rallying cry in the country that says we're better than this. That's actually a principle. That's saying what you think about the character of the country. He can't say that out loud. The Kevin McCarthy tapes, he said all this stuff about how Donald Trump is destroying the country, and this can't fly. This is not who we are. This is gonna be upside down. Can't believe people aren't gonna go for this. Those are reality and actual principles that they can't say out loud. If you fight your hardest to make sure the tapes about you saying true things like these two say don't come out, that means you're more focused on making sure that the falsehoods come out. Isn't that upside down world? Should that be a disqualifying thought in the first place? I don't care who it is. I don't care if that's someone that's a member of your party, someone who you said thinks has the agenda that you have. Doesn't that make you say, I can't trust what he says? If I'm a Republican, I was like, I really don't know what Mitch McConnell is gonna say next. I do know what he's gonna say next. I don't know what Lindsey Graham's gonna say next. Because he has no principles. I can't trust him. Maybe he's gonna be suddenly for Roe. I don't know, because he says one thing behind my back and he says the other thing in public.
Yeah, well, you wanna hear the next thing he's gonna say? Because he is worried. He's not worried that this reveals to him to be completely spineless and soulless, and he'll just go with the wind and whatever he needs to do to stay in office. No, he's worried that people will hear that and think, hey, how come you changed? So he put out a statement through a spokesperson saying, the Joe Biden we see as president is not the one we saw in the Senate. He's pursued a far left agenda as president. What are you talking about, man? He passed the COVID aid, and then the bipartisan Republican dominated infrastructure bill, and there was some aid to Ukraine, which I think Lindsey Graham pretends he supports. So what was the other thing that he did exactly? What was the far left thing? I'm the left. Why am I not happy? Lindsey Graham, do I look super happy at the state of our country after a year? What far left thing, JR, has he done?
It's the question I've been hoping they would ask.
They won't. He maintained much of Trump's policies at the border. He briefly funded vaccination, and now they've given up on that. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
They don't.
Anyway, we have a little bit more from Graham from those days right after the 6th. Let's see if we can learn a little bit more about the senator from this.
He's misjudged passion. He plays the TV game, and he went too far here. That rally didn't help. Talk about primarying us, and he created a sense of revenge.
So that boyishly young Lindsey Graham there felt like there was this feeling of revenge building on the right, thanks to Donald Trump. That's what he's talking about there. And so again, it's not just Trump did a bad thing. We need to come back together. And I think Biden's the way to do that. He's getting our base to want revenge against us. And we already know, like they'd already chanted, hang Mike Pence and all that. They'd already tried to kill members of their own party. And that, like, I don't know, JR, like I personally think, like if a movement I was a part of wanted me to die at a certain point, I'd get a different job. I think
the
I could
idea
take
is
the
that
cut and pay or whatever.
The idea is that he won't die because he's on the right side of it. They're going to selectively choose the right people to kill. Again, but in private, again, these are his friends, talking about his colleagues on the other side. He said more glowing things about Biden in the past as well, too. So that's his buddy, yeah. That's his friend. He actually likes the guy. He said all that stuff before, but he wants us to forget it when it comes to things like this. It doesn't have to add up as long as he says the right thing at the right moment. That's the epitome of being a Republican politician. Just make sure you say the right thing to the right group of people. And he doesn't want revenge to be a thing now. Too late, bro. Way too late. You got Donald Trump leading your party.
He was the one that was like hounded in the airport after January 6th, right? And all the Trump fans yelling at him. Wasn't that Lindsey Graham?
It was, yeah.
Like I wonder how influential that was in changing his mind. Like I'm sure they must have thought. I thought, again, as JR said earlier, I'm a stupid, naive optimist or whatever. Like, oh my God, they're sacking the Capitol. This is gonna be bad for them, right? And I think Lindsey Graham thought that. He thought this will be bad. We're all gonna finally wake up from this and condemn Trump. And then he went to the airport and he was reminded, no, they don't care if Trump had gone in there with a broadsword and started decapitating Congress people. They're in it. They want that stuff. And he wised up pretty quickly there.
My last thought is the main difference between all these Republicans and Donald Trump is that Donald Trump did not underestimate the violence of their supporters.
Yeah,
the rest of them said we can play this game constantly. They're not really gonna do it. Donald Trump says they better do it because that's what I want them to do. He's playing them for who they are and using them for who they are. The rest of them are like, this is great. Lindsey Graham said it. He goes, he's a consequential figure in the Republican Party because he gets people fired up. Once I discover that he gets people fired up, I'm all on board because that's all he cares about. He doesn't care about what they're gonna do. Donald Trump cares about what they'll do because it's gonna help promote him and push his crazy policies and his goals of being a dictator.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.